What is up, guys? Thank you so much for stopping in. Chris here. We got a fun one today. We're going to talk about the Game Awards. Now, hold on. Before you start leaving Death Stranding sucks comments below, just hear me out. Over the last few years, this award show has become one of the biggest places to drop new info on games or even debut new titles altogether. So, this video is not about the nominees. This video is not about the awards. This video is about the announcements. Guys, we're gonna hop right into this one, but really fast. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who is now subscribed to the channel and who's been watching the videos. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm honestly very, very excited for some of the stuff we have planned in the future. So if you are not, make sure you subscribe. So again, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. All right, let's make sure everyone is on the same page here. This is all speculation. Every bit of this is either based on rumors, me just thinking out loud, or elaborating on things I've heard, or maybe just things that I want to happen. In any of those cases, none of this is confirmed. All speculation. Good? Good. These two out of the way real quick because one, they've been announced forever, and we know absolutely nothing about them still. And two, I would honestly just rather talk about other things than these. One, of course, we all know Metroid Prime Trilogy, or any news at all on Metroid Prime 4. In my opinion, I just don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna see anything on Prime 4. I don't think we're gonna see anything on the Prime Trilogy either. As you may or may not know, the original Prime 4 project was completely scrapped and handed over to Retro Studios to pretty much rebuild it all from the ground up. So chances are good this game is still a long ways away. And in my opinion, I just don't think Nintendo is gonna sit here and hype a game as big as they're trying to make this one up by releasing the Prime Trilogy now when Prime 4 is not even close to being ready. There were a ton of leaks and rumors last year how the Prime Trilogy was going to be coming supposedly in 2019, but all that got delayed when they had to scrap Prime 4. So I really think the plan is and always has been to release the trilogy, give players enough time to play that, and be ready for Prime 4 when it comes out. So I would say if we're going to see that at a Game Awards, it's probably not going to be this year, maybe next year, but we are definitely not getting into that right now. And the second one I want to get out of the way is Bayonetta 3. This one, I don't know. They might show it. They might. I don't know. I keep wanting to say no, they're not going to. No, they're not going to. But I mean, eventually they have to show it, right? The last time we've seen anything on this game was 2017. We haven't heard about any delays. We haven't heard anything negative about the development at all. So you would think eventually we would hear something. Still nothing. But I do have to say, after Astral Chain, I am very, very excited to see what Platinum Games has up their sleeve for Bayonetta 3. And also with Astral Chain out of the way, it feels like now might be the time to start the hype machine back up, right? Maybe? Okay, we've talked about those two. We've got them out of the way. Let's move on to some other stuff. Jeff Keighley himself said there's going to be 10 new game announcements at the awards this year. In my mind, at least 5 of those have to be in some way or another Nintendo related. I don't know, maybe that sounds high, but to me, I feel like we've got a chance for not only new first party stuff, maybe exclusive games from another developer, and probably some third party stuff that's gonna be multi-platform. So if you think about it like that, half of those announcements, I would be totally fine with that. Honestly, I'd be fine with 3. As far as the first party or Nintendo exclusive stuff goes, I feel like it's almost impossible to try to figure out what that might be at this point. The giant surprise last year of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 blew everyone away. I don't think there was anyone out there saying they knew about this game before it was announced. And then once we found out it was a Nintendo exclusive, definitely got to give him credit on that one. That was a nice announcement. Something I would really like to see, and I don't know if it's going to happen this year, would be another Ubisoft and Nintendo collab. I don't think there are any type of rumors out there about anything like that going on, but I saw something the other day that kind of made me think about it. I was walking through Walmart and I decided to walk over to the game section just to see if they had any, any after Black Friday deals going on. And I saw something that I did not see there on Black Friday. It was a double pack with Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle and Starlink Battle for Atlas. Now, both of those are Nintendo Ubisoft games, sort of. Mario and Rabbids, yes, 100%, but Starlink did release on PlayStation and Xbox. Now, the difference is the Nintendo version had Star Fox in it, and it's also the only one that sold, like, at all. Anyway, my point being, the double pack is at Walmart for 30 bucks. That's two $60 games for $30. I just feel like this shows that those games have run their course and it's time for something new. I feel like for the most part, they were successful, at least on the Switch. And I would honestly love to see them get together and try to do something else. I'd say it's safe to say we're not gonna get a Starlink 2, but Mario and Rabbids 2 would probably be pretty cool. I think that would sell extremely well. And of course, I know some third-party stuff's gotta be coming. The install base on the Switch is absolutely massive at this point, and everybody wants a little piece of that Nintendo pie. What those games could be, I have no idea. But I do think we will see some multi-platform game announcements that include a Switch release. There is some talk of a Batman game that might be getting announced at the Game Awards, and who knows, that could see a Switch release. I hope. I've also seen in multiple places that Capcom may or may not have a Monster Hunter game exclusively for the Switch. I mean, who knows? We may even see a Banjo-Kazooie release. There are rumors out there, not very credible sources, but they are out there. So, I mean, it's at least fun to talk about, right? Okay, this is probably one of my only actual predictions for the Game Awards. Not only is it my only prediction, but it is the one I hope comes true more than anything. I think we will see a full Breath of the Wild 2 trailer and possibly gameplay. I think it's happening. I think this game is coming out in 2020, and I think the Game Awards is the place where they let us know that. Now, I know there's all kinds of other people already speculating this and already predicting this, but I just can't help but agree. It makes so much sense to do it here at the Game Awards. I mean, the history of Zelda and the Game Awards is almost a tradition at this point. I don't know whether that will happen one way or the other, but I really, really feel like it's gonna happen. I think this is the big holiday 2020 game. Let's think about it for a second. If Nintendo doesn't have a Switch Pro, which I think they do, they might not, but I think they do. If they don't have that, what else do they have to compete with the Xbox Scarlet and the PlayStation 5? Nothing, really. Okay, let's break this down real quick. Let's say they do plan to drop this game in 2020, holiday 2020. This is gonna be the last chance they have to talk about this game without the Xbox Scarlet or the PlayStation 5 getting in the way, because E3 is gonna be all about those two systems. And here's another little fun fact for you. The Game Awards over doubled its viewership in 2018 with 26.2 million streams compared to 11.5 million in 2017. I don't care what you want to say about the Game Awards at this point. 26.2 million people watching, that's massive. So I actually just went back and checked. The last Nintendo Direct right now has 6.2 million views on YouTube. Now, it could have had a ton more than that when they played it live, but I can tell you this, it was not 26.2 million people. There's no way. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that the Game Awards is gonna double that this year, which, I mean, I guess they could, but they're probably not going to. But the main point of all of this is, not only is that the Nintendo Direct crowd that would probably already be watching that anyway, but you're getting the Xbox owners, the PlayStation owners. All these other people are gonna see this, and they're gonna say, yes, that game right there is the reason I'm gonna go buy a Nintendo Switch. I mean, we all know Zelda is a system seller. It's a system seller. That's why they dropped Breath of the Wild at the release of the Switch. So if that actually happens, then I think we will probably get the actual release date at E3, and then we'll be probably seeing this game in early November, which is super exciting to think about, but I am trying not to get ahead of myself. Again, this is just me talking. I hope this happens. This is kind of what I want to happen, but it does make a ton of sense for them to do it in this spot. Okay, so that is my big one, but I kind of want to change gears here. I got a few backups. Now, if Breath of the Wild 2 is not released, I have a feeling that there's going to be some type of Zelda game there. We have 2 HD remakes that are pretty much already ready to go that were on the Wii U that we do not have on the Switch. That being, of course, the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. And I know you're probably thinking about those rumors from last year about Skyward Sword being ported to the Switch, but I think that they will save Skyward Sword for next year. Next year would be the 10th anniversary of Skyward Sword. So they might end up bringing it over then and doing some kind of special edition or a special edition system of some sort maybe. I don't know. Again, all guesses. But when you think about it, that also makes sense because there really isn't that type of a Zelda game on the Switch. So think about it this way. Let's say this is the first time you've owned a Nintendo system. You bought the Switch and you bought Breath of the Wild. So Breath of the Wild is your first taste of a Zelda game. Not anything like any of the ones before it. Then you get Link's Awakening, which is an amazing version of a top-down Zelda. But the Switch does not have that linear style Zelda game, like an Ocarina of Time, a Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, anything like that. They just don't have those. And to a lot of people, I mean, that's kind of what Zelda is. So I feel like they really should try to get some of those onto the Switch. I mean, you know, just for other people to play. Not because I want them on there or anything like that. But in all honesty, I think it's past time. We all know they're coming. Every other Wii U game has been ported to the Switch. Just give me those 2 Zelda games. That's all I want. That's literally the only reason I have my Wii U still hooked up. I'm playing through Twilight Princess right now. Really like that game. But I actually have another one. This one really isn't a backup plan. This one is more of a, this is not going to happen, but man, how crazy would it be if it did? Okay, are you ready for this? We don't get the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. That's not the big game for 2020. We get a brand new game announced, and it's Mario Kart 9. Or some sort of a Nintendo kart. Arlo made an absolutely fantastic video about this that I will link below. But he was kind of talking about how Mario Kart has pretty much already made it into Nintendo Kart just by the DLC they added in the Wii U version of Mario Kart 8. They added Zelda, they added Splatoon, they added all kinds of Nintendo IPs. So like he said, they've kind of already been working towards this anyway. So who knows, maybe this is it. Maybe that's the big title of 2020. Because right now, we don't really have one. Yes, I know Animal Crossing is coming in March, but that's March. But we all know the biggest titles of the year come out during the holidays. So either way, I feel like the Game Awards is where we are going to hear about that game. Whether it be Breath of the Wild 2 or something we have no clue about. Either way, I'm super excited and I cannot wait to watch it. So let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys want to see announced at the Game Awards this year? Is it Breath of the Wild 2, another Zelda, Mario Kart 9? Leave it down below and let's talk about it. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for this one. Thank you again so much for stopping in. Please leave a like on this video. Also, make sure you're subscribed. Enjoy the Game Awards and we will see you in the next one.